I can kind of sing. And then you hear like headphones on and you're actually talking into a mic and you're like, I sound like a fucking dying goat and it's not a good. You're an asshole.
Perfect way to start. Unreal. I feel like that too. Sometimes I'll be singing in the shower or something.
You sing in the shower?
Not that. I kind of like hum in the shower. You know, I'll just be like, I don't know.
That's fair.
Just like kind of.
I've never been a
probably a couple lines
shower
here and there.
person.
But yeah, in the car all the time.
Yeah. Like I like jam in the car.
Whenever the music's really loud, I'm screaming. Pretty much.
I'll do it without.
And I think it sounds good, but
it's amazing how good you sound when someone actually sounding good is actually the one playing the audio.
Well, there's always that one time that I don't know, like I'll hit one note and then like even like my girlfriend will be around me or whoever's around me and we're just like, oh, did you see that?
He can sing.
I hit it. I'm like, let me do it again. Nope. It just sounds
God.
like someone's screeching their nails on a chalkboard.
No. And if you record it in any way, shape, or form, or like listen like this, if you hear it actually played back, you're like, no,
it's terrible.
This isn't a good sound.
But I think with the technology, we could probably get our voices sounding pretty good.
Oh, we could. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Add a little bit of this and that, and go on a Premiere Pro and make it sound good.
I think that's how a lot of them get done these days, right?
Pretty sure that's like the whole rap genre.
Isn't that what who was known for auto-tune? They could
T-Pain?
actually, it was T-Pain, but like he can actually sing amazing, which is the crazy thing. All of his audio. I think
all
is
those
just
guys are super talented, and it's just the voice that they choose is auto-tune-y voice, which sounds good as well. It's just, you have to be super talented to get to a certain level, or super hot.
Kind of both, I think. There's so much talent that, anyways, not relevant.
But what is relevant?
I don't know.
The subway attackers.
Oh, Jesus.
I honestly, so
it's getting crazy.
Everyone's talking about it and how
maybe it's
sketchy
just
it is.
Common news. It's like the news is grabbing it, even though it's happening the same. I don't know.
Grabbed. It might be happening more, but like I ride the subway fairly frequently. I mean, not really, but compared to the average person that drives most places, I will ride the subway a little bit more, maybe once a week. Not a lot, but I do ride it. It's fine if you're going at certain hours and you know where to stand and don't be weird about it.
Put your back to a wall. Don't get pushed out of the tracks.
Put your back to the wall.
But
don't stand even close. Like when people get pushed in the tracks, my first thought is always, why are they close enough to get pushed? Yeah. That's your first problem. It's not your fault. Yeah, obviously, right? I'm not trying to victim blame, but like, why are you that close? You can't get thrown.
You've got to. It's not victim. Okay, don't victim blame or whatever. That's not it. But you also have to kind of like, you got to be present and aware and like take mitigating steps. I suppose the question is, why do you have to? But like, hey, sometimes you got to. People are always crazy. People are crazy everywhere. Wherever you go.
Like on the sidewalk, it's like standing. You know how there's that saying, never stand right at the edge of the sidewalk. There's going to be a car that clips you if you're that close.
That thing that drives me nuts. Here, like happens in the city all the time, but they take like 2 steps in almost like onto the street, and you're like, I'm making a right turn. I'm gonna make a generous right turn, but like still watch your feet.
It's like you get pretty close to some people, and you're like, that's just common sense at this point. People are so comfortable that they forget that there are actual real risks in life. Yeah, and you gotta be careful. If you're walking around with your wallet in your hand everywhere, someone's gonna snag that and run. Like, just don't do that. There's things that are not.
Here's my bag of cash.
Yeah, like there's things that you can't do. So. But
that happened to Lauren one year in the Eaton Center.
She was walking around with her
No, she wasn't walking around with a bag. No, I think she had won it for something. I think it was like a lottery ticket or something. I don't know. She won. It was just a couple $100. It wasn't anything crazy.
Someone grabbed it.
She went to. She was depositing it at. There was like the TD ATMs in the food court at Eaton Center, and I get a call. She's at the.
That's your first mistake.
Depositing, whatever, and then the guy just like bum rushes her, grabs the fucking money, runs up the stairs that are like right out there, and poof, gone. Yeah. And she's like, "What the fuck? Shit, fuck."
When was this?
Freaked her out years ago.
This is like we're choosing you to the city, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Can't deposit money at a mall.
No, that was rookie mistake.
You gotta be super aware using any ATM. You're looking around for.
I don't use an ATM. I think there was a period where I'd maybe used a couple of those like street ATMs, like street front or whatever. That's just
no. You have to go to the ones. If anything, you go to the ones
inside the branch. Yeah.
You look around. There might be somebody there. That's kind of sketch, but you're at least on camera
in the branch on camera.
So that's like probably the better way, but you just gotta be careful.
Subways, I don't know. It still seems a little sus. I don't like the thought of getting pushed on a track, slashed by a bottle.
And I can see how it's way worse for a woman.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I always try.
Solo.
I always try to, especially at night. In the morning, I mean, it's pretty busy. There's not as you'll see like every other car will have kind of a sketchy guy, like a train will have a sketchy guy wandering around. Oh
yeah, that's another one too. Is you see like the videos these days coming out about just like if it's late night, pretty empty car, and then I mean we also have a huge mental health crisis, but that
it's also freezing.
And I don't know, you get people on the cars just saying crazy things, and then you're there by yourself, and you're like,
you got to be careful.
Fuck, is this the time? Is this my day? But to the pushing on the tracks thing, I saw an interesting like comment thread on those that I think is just very good information to know, and I didn't know ahead of time. There's a gap under the under like the overhang, like that yellow the yellow strip or whatever where you stand. There's like a 3 foot by 3 foot gap like underneath, so you can roll back underneath the tracks or underneath the overhang, like where people stand. Yeah, which is like. I mean, yes, it sucks if you ever have to be there.
The most terrifying thing you ever go through.
But you'll be alive.
Yeah.
I think the general like advice in that scenario is don't try and climb up, period. Regardless of if you see a train or not, you call for help until you can get like confirmation that like trains are stopped, and you stay under there. You can't go further because the second one is.
I'm trying to climb up first thing.
If you're like, I got time and I can get up, boom.
The adrenaline. You will see me jump higher than anyone's ever jumped before if I'm ever down there.
It's on the moon shoes, baby. Just fucking moon shoesing up.
It's disgusting on those tracks. There's like
you know what's fucking more disgusting? Pink mist. We don't like that. That's not a good time. That's not a good time.
Yeah, I'd be too fast. Like I'll be up there and out of the subway station before the trains even close.
All right, we're gonna see you at Bloor Station.
Splattered everywhere.
The Spiro. That's not what I was gonna. Jesus. And don't go to the second track because then you get zapped. Then you're barbecuing.
Yeah,
I think.
But I think so.
First one, no juice.
See,
roll under.
This is funny.
This is good information.
This is the difference between someone who was born and raised in Toronto. We learned this when we were little kids. Like this was like
I learned this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, this was like we were on field trips and everyone had to know this because if a little kid fell over, it was don't touch that one because you will die, and you roll under here.
That's you know what
the real thing was don't step a meter close because you may fall in. Which is the number one rule.
That's the prevention.
How are you getting pushed in if you're in the middle?
Prevention is important.
Unless someone the one thing is, and I'll say it this way: there are people that will be aggressive with you, and then there's what are you going to do, right? You're getting pushed to the side, you're getting pushed, and then you get thrown in. Yeah, I mean that's
like if it's just like super busy.
No, I'm saying like if someone super sketchy comes up to you and starts, bodying you at the wall, you're gonna start moving, and then all of a sudden you're moving, they're throwing you, and they could throw you in. I have a feeling that's not what happens, but I
think you just give a couple of these.
I feel like it's one of those like
boom. Gotcha. Some guys had a shitty day and something snapped.
Yeah, there was a couple. No, like this had to be last year. I was on the train with my girlfriend, and we were going downtown, and this guy was patrolling the train, going through every single car,
waiting for someone to
just like looking at people in the face. And he comes up to me and like this close, right? He's like right by my face, and he just starts like, "What? You wanna go? You wanna go?" And I've dealt with this before, so I'm just kind of sitting there like pretending I'm literally just staring straight down like he's not there. Right? He's like, what's he gonna do? He's not gonna do anything. So I'm just standing there waiting, and then he finally leaves, and my girlfriend's looking at me like the most terrified she's ever been. Like, oh my god! And I was just like,
you can't engage.
I'm either gonna kick his ass now and look like a bad guy, or just ignore him at all costs because there's no good that could come with anything else.
Zero good. Or option 3, you get stabbed.
Yeah, exactly.
You engage,
and you have to be aware in that situation. I saw him coming. I was prepared. I had what I always advise is if you're in that situation and there is a guy like that patrolling around, or if you're ever alone, I do this all the time. And I'm 6 foot tall, a little bit above average, like bulky, call it fat, whatever you want,
thick boy
guy, a little bit thicker than average, not much, but a little bit. All right. And I will do this when I'm walking alone at night, when I'm alone in general downtown, especially on the streetcar or subway, whatever, buses. Wherever. You have your keys in your pocket.
Oh,
you
yeah,
always
the
hold
knuckle
them.
Thing.
Yeah, you always hold a couple in your knuckle, just because. Not that you're gonna punch the guy, but even a scratch will buy you enough time to get in a safer space. So. I used to do this at showings actually when I would do rentals.
Psycho showings?
No, when I would do rentals and there would be like 3 dudes coming.
Yeah,
and I
fair.
don't know these guys and they don't speak English and I just don't know what's going on and I can't get the good read. Always would have them in my hand in my pocket just in case.
Spiro self-defense corner.
I mean, it's not going to save like. It might just buy me.
It's
that
all you
time.
got,
yeah,
right?
It's all I got. I'm not carrying,
got,
a knife around because I'm not going to chop someone up.
Well, you can't do that either.
No.
you're then carrying a weapon, and there's
exactly.
only one.
It's not worth it.
No,
I'm not going to carry pepper spray. Which honestly, is it legal to carry pepper spray? I think so. Bear spray is not legal.
One of the I don't know which direction it is. One of those is okay, and the other, but at the same time,
sure pepper
like
spray's
if
allowed.
That's only being carried, like it can also be considered a weapon. Our like self-defense laws are kind of tough that way, and like what's a weapon and what's not a weapon, and what's your intended purpose for even having it on your person at the same time in the first place. Like a pocket knife, you can't really be like, I use it to open boxes or whatever. Like it's for my letter
pepper
opening.
Spray.
Fucking
I need a little bit
pepper spray. My chicken, it's not hot enough. That's not why it's there. We know.
I think pepper spray might be allowed, but we need to fact check this. So I would advise.
We're not advising anybody on any self-defense.
I would advise anybody
dodge drama.
If there is a legal means that you can carry something like that, to carry it, especially if you're a woman. Just because I think it's a little bit, you're definitely more vulnerable. Like you're more of a target, and for the most part, I guess on averages, women are smaller than the average man, so it's a little bit more dangerous, I would say. Just be careful.
I think anyway, you have to look. I've also heard something about the way you can kind of walk too. Like people
look a little
not with swagger. Like a swagger, but like you can tell when someone's a little bit more like down, reserved or whatever, instead of just walking up straight, clean, shoulders, eyes forward kind of thing. Like if you are, and this is less for like random, maybe mental health based acts of aggression and more for like targeted robberies and things like that. They'll look for people that are like more reserved, less like well put together. You don't want to go for the put together guy when you can go for the easy target.
Easy
right?
picking.
Don't be an easy target, and then stay out of drama and don't engage with all of this shit.
And if you are an easy target, you gotta
don't be an easy target. Or
get better. Well, no, like
get good.
You get the self-defense tools that you can have, or learn self-defense. Yes, the best thing you can do.
And what they'll tell you in every single self-defense training of any kind of martial art or whatever, not engaging is the priority number one. Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Only if need be.
Only if need be. Worst case scenario. I always something I pride myself on, which is actually kind of like it's a double-edged sword. Okay, so whenever, especially if you're on the, you might not have gone through this as much, but like as a guy, lived here my whole life. There was many times that I was on the subway station late at night by myself.
Yeah, no,
it happened
almost never.
A lot.
That's ever happened to me.
So I've many times, and there's always girls that are or women that are especially younger girls, but like women as well, that will be on at the same time. Now they will usually, the smart thing is you go sit beside someone or close to someone as a woman. Even as a man, you want to sit beside other people that seem normal.
Yeah.
That's the best place. So what a lot of girls, younger girls, or even like women will do is they'll choose a group of, not a group of guys, but there's a couple guys and girls together, or they'll choose safer people who seem safer to sit near. I was always that guy that they would sit near. And I was like,
safety net. Hey.
And that was the thing. I was like, I look so unintimidating that people are like, oh, this guy's not doing nothing to anyone.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. So I would sit there and they'd be like, sit around, and you have to, I strongly believe too, as a guy in that situation, you have to be more aware and stand up for people that there may be an issue. Actually, a couple months ago, another incident. Okay, I know I started this by saying it doesn't happen often, but
I mean, this sounded like a kind of a sketchy.
There was like a guy that was definitely either on all the crack or, mental health issues, maybe both, probably both.
We have a crisis for both.
Yes. So let's assume for this scenario, it was both. He was on all the crack in the world, and he had all the issues in the world, and he was just screaming at people, like sitting down, just like trying to start something, like just trying to. And this one guy was getting like rattled, like you can tell he was shaking a little bit, like because he was the crackhead was targeting this one guy, like totally. And that guy's like getting uncomfortable, and he's starting to get a little bit not aggressive, but he was close to snapping. And
that just amps him up too.
Exactly. And there was a third party person there that was just not yelling, but telling the guy that was getting yelled at, stay calm. Go over there. Like
I'm gonna scream at you to stay calm.
Well, he was just trying to help. He's like, he knew talking to the guy that was out of his mind isn't gonna do anything. And he was literally just looking at the guy and saying, go to another car. Like, just walk down there and go sit there. Go now. And he just kept saying, the guy's like, because you don't want to make a scene too. Yeah. So he's sitting there, but you can tell how uncomfortable he was. At the end of the day, he got up, walked 3 cars over, because you can walk now, through the cars, through all of the cars on the train. And he sits on the other one, and the crackhead guy starts, talking to the guy that was trying to mediate. What's the word? Mediate the situation, whatever the word is. Trying to be the middleman. Mediator. Yeah. And that guy was trying to kind of diffuse the situation, like, hey, just breathe. I don't know what's going on here, but just chill out. Like what? And you can see that everyone on the 2 cars was tense. I was on a car overwatching it, and it was like tense, right? Because you're like, is something about to happen? Like, we should probably
start shuffling down.
Yeah, like I got up, my girlfriend and I went to a different car, and it was just like, you gotta just stay away.
So what happened?
He exploded. It was just no, nothing happened. It was like just
his body exploded.
Yeah,
he just combusted.
Yeah, right away.
Wild.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Never would have thought.
Yeah, it was like the last thing we.
What a twist.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, some like conjuring mind trickery of someone on the bus. Psyker powers.
Nerd. Wait, we need a nerd alert button.
Nerd alert.
Nerd alert.
Okay,
that's good. We need that button.
Yeah, maybe for next episode.
My Lord.
What was that thing that you saw? That segment that we have now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do I need to say it? We don't have a sound bite. No. And now it's time for the Reddit random. No, I got weird that time. Testing out.
For the first few seconds,
we got to soundbite the first one. It sounds a lot better.
And then you went random.
And that's
the
where
singing voice.
That's my shower voice.
Okay. What was the Reddit random?
It kind of ties in well with all this shit. Someone shot a home invader, and now they've been charged with murder because Canadian laws. That's cool. I think this was local, fairly local. 20-year-old guy lives with his mom, or mom lives with him. I don't know, but they were both in the same house. A couple of guys broke into the house. This guy was unsure if legal or illegal gun owner, but it shouldn't matter if the charge is murder. Charge of an unauthorized firearm, I suppose, is different. 2 guys broke into the house. They were armed. They were robbing the place. He shot the guy 1 time. Wasn't like crazy or anything. I feel like police do worse in some cases. 1 shot, leave me alone. The guy died.
What happened to the other guy?
And they were armed, I should say. The guy was armed. The other guy probably ran. Like, I think I would run in that scenario if I wouldn't be robbing someone's house.
If we were robbing a house, you would let me die. You wouldn't avenge me?
You're out of here. First of all, I'm not robbing a house.
That's like shitty person.
Second of all, if you're fucking robbing a house, you're probably not the greatest humanity. Anyway, so this guy's been charged with murder for defending his home, which I think is a little interesting. But the further I went down into that comment thread of obviously Canadian lawyers, like everyone on Reddit, of course, knows the law to a T. So this is very, you can verify and count on all of this information to be true. No truck full of salt required.
Sarcasm, by the way.
/S. But it sounds like one of the comments was basically like, hey, when I took my gun course, they were like, first of all, dude, like,
that's the first red flag.
I know. He's like, but I mean, it's fairly easy to have a.
I took my gun course.
Well, it's easy to have your gun license here. Like it's a weekend course to get your like PAL, your possession and acquisition license, I think, for registered and unregistered. Anyways, it's a weekend course. So it's easy enough to get your like a license for a gun. And in that licensing process, they're like, if you ever actually shoot somebody in your house for this exact circumstance, for self-defense of any variety, you will be charged, period, end of story. Now, the conviction is a different process, right? Now, they've got to go through and see, were you justifiable in using that level of force?
Well, it makes sense. You're going to be charged for murder if you murder someone.
If someone's in my house coming after me and my family, and I am a firearm owner. I'm not, but I'm like, if that's don't rob me now. If that's a scenario that I'm in,
now you have to.
I know, fuck. Then yeah, it's me or you, and whatever the repercussions down the road are. I'm sorry, you're getting shot, homie.
Like, oh yeah, 100%.
There's we'll figure out what happens legally afterwards. But like, if I don't do that guy, then you don't have an afterwards. So
did the hero play?
You have to. But
who knows? Was it targeted? Was he part of a situation that made him, a target of an armed robbery? Maybe because he has a gun and he obviously knew how to shoot it. Shooting a gun and one-shotting someone is pretty difficult.
That sounds so Call of Duty.
Well, that's what he did, right?
I don't know.
Was it a headshot?
I have no idea.
He one-shotted it. He said it was one shot, one death. He aimed very well.
Yeah,
and he hit him, which isn't rookie luck. He's probably trained in some way or another. I'm assuming.
I feel like if
you're a gun owner, you probably
have some training. But I also feel like if you're just like if it's like a drug gang, whatever thing, I don't think many of them have like crazy skill. Like they don't have a high level of training.
They just have a gun and wave it and intimidate people with it. But to aim at your target who's breaking in your home and
very high stress environment.
That's pretty impressive either way. So he's either part of something or has a gun. I don't know. We're just speculating at this point. I guess we'll find out more. It's
crazy that now this guy, and again, I don't know. Let's assume he was just a random target, nothing wrong. But the fact that is now you're officially charged with murder. You have charges, whether or not there is a conviction, right? Your job probably ain't gonna like that. You've got to now hire lawyers and fight for your freedom in a court. That's going to take all of your time, so you probably won't have a job regardless at the end of the day.
Seems messy, but at least he's breathing.
He's breathing, yeah.
And his mom's breathing too.
Yeah, but is his life ruined? I mean, yeah, you're mentally, that's trauma that you don't. I mean, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But I don't know that I recover from.
Is on a public tour
but he's a
now.
Fuck stick. That's just. I mean, first of all, America, and second of all, fuck stick.
I mean, he was proven innocent. So
I'm not.
I don't know.
Nope. Not touching it.
I'm not sticking up. I am not sticking up for him. I don't know the scenario pretty much at all, but he was proven innocent. So
like the guy
if you do trust
walks into a Taco Bell with an AR-15, he's like, but this is my rights.
Yeah, and then if he starts getting jumped by people and smokes them, I mean, if it was his right, but kind of it wasn't because he was under. I don't know. Let's not talk about that situation. It is so messy.
Anyways, wow, this has been a violent episode.
Yeah, attacks.
Let's not talk about
attacks. Was there another Reddit random that's like fun? No. Damn.
Drama.
Maybe this is like.
Let's talk about Netflix.
Maybe this is a hint.
Today's the day.
Today's the day
that Netflix says, "Hey,
we're
do you have
this
friends and family?
Week, so
this is whatever today that is being recorded."
Yeah, a week ago's the day. I guess. We should post probably quicker, huh?
Maybe. No, that's okay. I got one. Anywho, Netflix gone, but that's not the important part. I like the we're starting to watch this golf. This new the Drive to Survive, the Formula One thing.
Full Swing, right? What's it called?
Full Swing.
Yeah.
I did not know until we started to watch this that there is a tennis one as well that apparently you've seen.
Breakpoint.
obviously we both watch
Drive to Survive,
and it's incredible.
That's the
and
one.
It like got me so heavily into Formula One. And I know so many people that are like
now
into Formula One because of the show. Clearly they have a formula and clearly it worked. And clearly for this generation, all you need to do is take a, I guess, fairly niche sport, turn it into reality TV, and then shove it down your throat. And now you have a whole new fan base that is come back.
Well, it's great.
It's amazing.
Great. I would have, no one in my family that I know of ever watched Formula One before this. So I was never close to it. It's not really on sports TV shows here. So growing up, I didn't really ever watch it. It was on like the morning on weekends maybe. And then you know, I'm probably watching soccer at the same time. So like there's so many other options out there that there was nothing to get me invested in it. But that show, you know, when you take such a deep dive into someone's life and then you learn and then you see their personality, you're like, oh, I love that guy. Oh, I hate that guy. Yeah. And then you're all of a sudden you're rooting for someone. It's great.
It's
organic.
Like the golf one is like, it's like both Lauren and I don't want to say we're from like golf families, but like Lauren's family golfs a lot. My dad's a huge golfer. But neither of us have like, we play like maybe a couple times a year on a good year type of thing. We've never been like hugely invested in like watching golf. They like both sets of parents, both households. Oh, there's always golf on somewhere, whatever, always on. And then you kind of just like you pop into the living room and you're like, well, this is fucking boring.
It's the perfect nap show to watch.
Yeah, like hey, that's cool. All right, see you later. It's so fascinating. It's so engaging. Like I'm so deep. We watched like 4 episodes in a night. We put it on, and now like usually we're like, okay, great. We watched our thing. Like we're gonna cut it off. We're gonna go to bed. We're like, it's 11. I think we can get another one in, but I want to know what happens. Does he win the Masters? Who am I? Why do I love golf now? All of us like so deep.
Are we gonna go golfing this year?
We must. Now we have to.
we must.
Obviously.
We must.
I need to go get new clubs. I need new shoes. I need a Nike sponsorship. I need all the things. Now my life dream is to it's just it's crazy how I don't know how much it's just reality TV.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy how much it gets you in.
It feels like it's really not trash reality TV. It feels like it's like the most.
No, it's not. It's not trash reality TV. No. It's not like we're gonna put 15 people in a house and just add some game show and make them
this is the perfect. So I started watching Physical 100.
Okay. So I thought you were gonna say like
no,
Love
it's
is
like
Blind or
no, but
whatever.
It's put 100 people in this not house but this scenario. It's like Squid Games meets.
Is that just because it's Korean?
No. Good. Like the first episode, one of the guys in there is like, this feels like Squid
hilarious.
Like
so good.
They have that whole eerie vibe in this like just factory that's pitch black and like all these people and very industrial.
That guy's like, am I gonna die in here?
Well, the task they make them do, I'm only a few episodes in, but like it is unreal. They put 100 people from South Korea, on this show that are all like the most fit
the
people.
absolute
so like
peak physical
gold
condition
medal wrestlers, like people from the army. There's a bunch of influencers that are just absolutely bodybuilders. Like there's the
like
biggest
different
physiques.
Categories of peak physical condition.
Gymnasts. You have like mountain climbers. You have one is a cheerleader. Like you have everybody who's just generally in shape. One who's a baseball pitcher from the States who moved there. So there's a 6'6" kind of guy that's he's not jacked, he's just big guy, right? So you have all these people and they do these contests. So I don't want to ruin
I gotta go watch this now.
One is that it's 1v1, so you face somebody and they had to do this test and the people who did better get to choose who they face.
And then they kill them.
Kind of. So they pick someone, right? And a lot of them are like, so you have to imagine these are like alpha people, like or alpha people. Like everyone is super alpha. So a lot of them pick people that they think that are big and they're like, I'm gonna take you down. So they like snipe it. And then there's some that are like, I'm trying to win this. I'm picking this girl who's 130 pounds and I'm 200 pounds. Well, not really.
Damn.
Like you see, like
you want to.
Like, there's some guys.
I want to
root
for for the underdog.
Ragdoll people.
Oh, yeah. They fight.
Oh yeah. So.
Oh shit.
So
I gotta watch this show.
Yeah, it's sick. So like you get it. So the people who got high on this contest, pick the other people, and then you pick one out of 2 terrains. So there's this like one is a mud pit. So it's sand, and in the middle there's water.
Okay.
And you 1v1 somebody, and whoever is holding this giant ball at the end of 3 minutes wins, and the other person's eliminated from the show. So it is this full-on like you can't punch and shit.
Right.
So you're not like fatally hitting someone.
Yeah, it's not
it's
like
wrestle. You're literally grappling.
Yeah.
And like you can't submit someone, I think, and you can't.
That's
like,
fair. You can't put him to sleep in minute 1 and then
like,
just wait to pick up the ball.
Dude, there's like this one wrestler who's 250 pounds, and he was suplexing this 6'3" guy. Just
you're gone.
Boom,
so
boom,
that guy just has to sit on the ball for 3 minutes, and you're like, come
dude,
here.
The best one. Oh my god. So
spoiler alert.
Hold on. So there's 2 terrains. That was one. The other one was like a jungle gym obstacle course.
That's cool.
So if you're
like the gymnast or something,
if you're like leaner and quicker,
yeah.
you're like, okay, I want to go there because I'm gonna get the ball and just run around.
Yeah,
and no one's gonna catch me. Where the other one, you're in a pit.
Like, you ever seen like world tag competitions? That shit's crazy.
No,
it's just like a game of tag, and then you set up a jungle gym in a small square.
That's how it looks like.
Is
that scenario? So there's this one guy who I can't remember if he got picked or not. I don't want not too many spoilers, but he's massive. Like not mobile, like somewhat mobile for his size, but huge.
He's like huge.
And he's facing this very agile guy. So his strategy was to get the ball, throw it in the corner of the map, and just stand there
the corner.
like sumo. And just like this, it looked like a video game. Yeah. And it was, how does this guy beat this boss and get by him?
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta watch it. It is.
That's smart though. That's like
TV.
Okay, what's the terrain? I'm already hooked on this.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Now I need to go get a Netflix subscription because it's gone today.
And that's what we were going to talk about.
But that is fact. Okay, I am this. This is the goal. This is the terrain. It's clearly made for the jungle gym guy to win. But like, if I just sit in this, he can't fight me 1v1. So I put it in the corner and.
It's unreal. It's so good. Korean television, I think
it is very good.
It's amazing.
It is very good.
And I was just wondering when the American version of the show happens, which I'm willing to.
Is it not like American Ninja Warrior? Or no, it's not like the same.
It's like that meets Squid Game meets like I don't know. It's like a bunch of things.
It'll eventually happen.
It's gonna happen. It will happen, and it will be the best piece of television ever made because
you heard it
Korea is Korea, right? South Korea, a lot of people, a lot of great athletes, whatever. They are not the U.S. The U.S. has the best of every single.
I mean, you just look at like Olympic medal records and things like the
medal records, steroid users, like giant NBA players. Dude, imagine Shaq, not like him now, but like some 7-foot guy going on. Like the biggest guy here is like maybe 6'5".
Like
Mike Tyson, like. And the thing is, the Korean people on the show, a lot of them are somewhat celebrities already.
Right.
So it's like very like one of their most popular YouTubers. His name's B Bulk Up, I think. He's on there and he's a personality. So you're gonna get like Logan Paul like people. Maybe not Logan Paul, but Logan and Jake Paul, first of all, are like supreme athletes. They're very high level athletes. People like that on this show. Imagine how entertaining. I think it's gonna be the best.
Would be very entertaining. I think it would be. That's interesting. I need to watch that now.
Yeah.
Once we finish Swing and Breakpoint. And then now I'm obviously going to have to start playing tennis after I start playing golf. Because
I watched
Breakpoint's going to be...
I'm a tennis player. I like playing tennis. Couldn't get past the second episode.
Oh, interesting.
Tennis is a very mental sport.
Right.
And
I feel like so is golf.
So is golf. But tennis, they focus the second... And I haven't finished it. The first episode is great. It's about Nick Kyrgios. So he's like the most, what's the word? Infamous.
Gotcha.
Like he's like the bad boy of tennis. Pretty interesting. The second episode was about Berrettini, an Italian tennis player, and his fiance, girlfriend, wife, who's also a tennis player. Yeah. And it was a lot about their like emotional situation of playing and being there for each other. And it was really long. And I was like, nah, I just want to watch tennis. I just want to like,
maybe that's
Drive to Survive is great.
Can't
drama.
Yeah. The golf one's good because like one, yes, there is. Actually, I think that it's an appropriate balance. There is a lot more golf than like just sitting down talking background drama, but like the little snippets of the background drama, and they really like add color. And then the commentators, it's interesting because like you'd hear the golf commentators before, and I feel like I have no like no reference point.
Rory steps up to make this 10-foot putt.
Yeah. But now, with enough commentary, if they just put a little bit of the Netflix background music into every like live stream golf situation, you just need the right tone. You need to know where emotionally you're supposed to be at. Because like you can just really feel the emotion when Rory fucks the drive. or anyways, or something. But you get the background story of each of the players, and then you kind of like, you can see the mental shift though too. They talk a lot about just, it really is not over till it's over. And even when like the times that I've played, like if I'm just like chilling, having a good time, I'll play such better golf. Yeah. All of the so much golf that I play, I'll play so much better. And then if I'm like, you fuck one hole and immediately you're like, fuck, I'm so garbage. And then you're stressed every shot. You're garbage. You're like worst. Actually, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And you see the people, and they talk a bit about it too, like the people that are just like, I am God at golf will perform like that. And then you see those that have like one bad hole and it shifts their whole, like you could be up 1, 2, 3, bad hole shifts your whole mindset. And then they start to like drop consistently. And then you have another guy that's maybe down 10, 15, whatever, thought he was out, starts to catch fire a little bit. And then that just carries on. And then it makes for some very interesting golf. And maybe, hopefully, now that I have a little bit of background, maybe I can stand 30 minutes or so watching golf. Like an actual...
Just watch when you need to take a nap. It's the best. It's so soothing.
That's not watching. That's just napping. Whatever. Or maybe just play golf.
I think Netflix is honestly, they're geniuses. The fact that they're kicking everybody out here, I'm saying, like the fact that they're making everybody not be able to share, it's going to up their subscriptions. I'm pretty confident on that because now there are so many people I know, myself included, and a bunch of other people that all do not have access to a Netflix account.
Everyone robbed somebody.
And, okay, if 80% of those people don't get one, Netflix still has the same amount of money. It's the 20% that do get one, they just increase their subscribers by 20%. And it's most likely gonna happen. I'm going out on a limb saying it's gonna happen.
They've done it at such a opportune time for them as well. They've got a lot of series now that come at like half steps. So you watch a full half, and now like tomorrow, the other half of the series that you're super addicted to is gonna drop. Or like, we didn't finish watching Full Swing. How am I going to finish watching Full Swing now?
I know.
I got to get the Netflix.
Yep.
What fucking pisses me off is you don't get like the full quality. That's the $7 for ads, whatever. No one's buying that shit. I'm not paying $7 to still get ads while I'm watching shit. The second one is like $15 for 1080p. But then if you want, that's the part that fucks me. You get full whatever. Maybe not I don't think you get an extra device in your own house even still.
What?
But then and then it's like $20 for 4K. So you throttle your quality, just like they throttle your quality if you don't pay the full thing. So what's even the point of the $15 one? Just charge me $20. Don't even let me see the middle one. That's just gonna make me angry. And then give me the full shit.
That's so bullshit.
That part is like, what the fuck is what? Come on. Oh well. I'm gonna leave here and go home and bitch about not being able to watch Full Swing, and then probably sign up for Netflix anyway. So that's they got my money. Whatever.
Probably what I'm doing as well.
Like it's. So many subscriptions.
I think goal for this year is to cut down half my subscriptions because
you might as well buy like cable at this point.
Listen to this: DAZN for Champions League and Europa League, Fubo for Premier League. Then I have Netflix, Crave, Apple, which I don't have right now, but I do to watch Ted Lasso. There's just one show.
There's another one coming on Apple too. I think that's kind of
Disney Plus,
Tetris.
Disney Plus. I'm at 6 already, and I'm sure there's more that I'm missing right now.
Amazon,
TSN, Sportsnet, Amazon's already part of it. Amazon's the best. When you put it all together, Amazon Prime is the best value by far.
Even if it was just for streaming. If it was just for the streaming, it would be the best value.
Twitch is free with it, right?
It's like one Twitch Prime or something.
One Twitch, but you have all access to Twitch.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime's the best thing ever.
All the gaming stuff you get. If you're a gamer of any variety, you get the gaming bundle, free stuff for all sorts of different games.
And that alone is worth like $10-15 a month.
Yeah.
What's it? Amazon Prime has spoiled me so much. I ordered something from New Balance, and it's taken 2 weeks plus now to come in, which totally messed up my timing on things because I needed that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm injured now. Not because of that situation, but I was also running in shoes I shouldn't have been running as much in. And I'm like, Prime would have told me the day it's coming, the moment they knew there was a delay, where exactly it is, and it would have came in 2 days probably. Anyways, like, it's so spoiled. A lot of these other companies do not have that infrastructure to give you that detailed and that accurate of a estimation, because they give it to a third party to deliver, and then who cares what happens? Is they're like, well, we gave it to them. And I had to call New Balance. They're like, well, we gave it to them, and then I called UPS, and they're like, well, did they give it to us? We don't know yet. It's not in our system.
You're fucked.
And then you're just like, dude, like, what am I to do? And then they opened up a report on it, and then I'm like, well, now
you're gonna know in 6 days, and
they're like, 6 business days will get back. I was like, 6 business days.
You order on Amazon, it'll be here tomorrow. You don't like it, you send it back tomorrow. You get a new one the next day.
That's the best. So Amazon's doing something right. Netflix is doing something right for profits, but everybody hates Netflix now.
I mean, everyone hates Amazon too, but like at the same time, you kind of can't live without it. I mean, you can.
Not anymore.
The what was it, like my parents got an Alexa for like the first time, and they were telling me they had to. I guess they've got a friend or something that they would just talk about the stuff that they wanted in the house, and they're just generally talking about like, oh, I need to order blah blah blah, and then like the next day it shows up. You're like, okay, that's, you can turn that off, but like that's too. It's very handy, but at the same time, like,
dangerous.
Very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
I think we'll end it on that note. I'm pretty sure our camera's about to die.
Oh, cool. Good. I'm glad you got that.
Yeah. Wanted to catch that before.
Well, this was exciting.
It was
way
abrupt.
too violent.
Yeah.
Very abrupt, like being pushed onto streetcar tracks.
Yeah, maybe you got to stay back. We're going to talk more next time. See ya.
Bye.